of our land celebrating and another land so in pain. We have people who have very dark memories of what happened that time. And here we are going back to the same zones, and we are celebrating.
There's a party, there's a bash.
We are free at long last.
That night there was one that was
but there's a bash coming on 16th.
No, there have been musicians, and I know more were coming to celebrate.
I remember the streets of Eldoret on the day of the announcement literally were awash with people.
And the day before yesterday, there were parties and there were big rallies where musicians even went and sang songs of praise on how Kenya has gotten free and all that. But at the end of the day, I'm just imagining the fellow who was affected, whose father or child or mother died during that time, and you're just watching those guys saying, we are free. And then you're asking, oh, so it's about you guys, not about us. And you're going towards 2017 again, when you're thinking, okay, it was about you. What happens 2017? And that is the biggest fear at this point. Are we healing really, or we're making this thing worse?
You know, I read a tweet that said that 0708 was just a joke. That was a Christmas party. 2017 is coming and may be worse. And
we
so
hope
sad.
it won't be.
I think so
we hope it won't be. I just think that the way we are handling matters is what's wanting in certain ways. Very happy for the couple. Okay, they're not a couple. The Sang and the Ruto, because I mean, you can imagine for 6 years this has been hanging over your head, and with the families and everything else. And surely, beyond any reasonable doubt, they have proven that there was doubt. And that did not happen. However, now as a country, I think this is the time to go back into those other things that people were saying. Can we reconcile? Can we ourselves just find restitution? Ourselves, can we be able to get this happen? Can we be healed, and can we get these people? Because it's not fair, like Stephen says, that somebody bado ako kwa IDP and you're jumping up and down and saying we are free. That person is not yet free.
Yes,
so I'm thinking the way we are handling it and the way we are doing it, even with the party coming up on 16th, the bigger one, and the prayers, I think we need to go back and go back to the drawing board and remember that there are people who are victims. We need justice for them.
Absolutely. And just to read some of the comments that are coming through, and we have this is Lostin, who says that what's the audition? Okay, I think it's the auditions that you talked about last week, so you're not getting off the hook. Somebody's also asking where Solo is. I wish we knew. Please do inform the please do inform the panelists that those are Kenyans who are celebrating the democracy by burning and displacing things. We also have, let me see, there's somebody who says that thanks you guys for the poetry platform, and we'll be having some more coming. It's very unfortunate that we have planned a rally for tomorrow to celebrate the PEV victims' demise. So, of course, mixed reactions coming in as to some celebrating or very happy that they are off the hook. But then again, what are they supposed to do, given that they had this shadow hanging over them of you know, whether they're going to go to jail or not, and they have families as well.
Mike, it's good to celebrate, and we agree, but it's how you celebrate.
It's how you do it.
We had a lot of prayers prior to all these things. Every time there was, let's go to ACC and listen to the cases and all that, we saw very humble, all of us Kenyans, going to church and pray. We didn't have public rallies where we would say, oh yes, all this. And here we are saying, let's go, is it the stadium? Is it Nakuru?
It's somewhere?
Well, we're saying, let's show the whole world we have victory, which is a good thing. Yes, we have victory. But how do we handle ourselves around that victory that is celebrating the deputy president and Sam?
I agree with Stevens, because I began by saying congratulations to both of them if they're innocent. You know, like you said, that's an entire cloud lifted from them. But then again, like you've questioned, how are we celebrating? Should they have done it peacefully and quietly with their own family and relatives in order to be sensitive towards those post-election violence victims that we've seen? So
I think really it's not a bad thing to even have the Afraha Stadium prayer session, but like we've said, it's how they do it and what they do with it, because it's also an opportunity for us as Kenya to say, look, these things happened. We can't bury our heads in the sand and say they did not happen. We're also staring at 2017. And given somehow some of our politicians have been talking and polarizing the nation, we must have this conversation. Remember, there was also the article by David D not too long ago talking about the Kenyan agenda and dream, which we should just shelve. So it's a conversation that we must have. The CJ has also come out to say that, look, This is a conversation that we must, so it's a good platform to have a conversation. However, let us remember that there are some who are still suffering. There are some, and if we are not careful, there'll be a repeat.
And the president made it very, a speech after was it Tuesday? He said, well, thanks, but let's get back to the duty of healing our nation.
Right.
And that made very good. But what you're saying again is, when you look at the opposition and everybody else who doesn't agree with whatever the government would be thinking at the time, that is the beginning of the war.
Yeah, let's move on to something else that has been big, because I see time is really moving, and that of course is Chase Bank, with yesterday CBK coming in to literally take over the bank and put it under receivership. And I was even asking Evelyn this morning, the producer, and I was asking, how does one even move on if you have a business that's running, all your money is there, you have employees to pay at the end of the month, and this thing is just staring in your face.
Do you bank there, Mike?
No, I don't.
I know people who bank there.
And by the way,
I know people who bank there. It isn't funny at all.
It's not people, like Michael has said, there are people who have businesses in there. Businesses and
all your money is there.
But those guys took loans up to 6 times their
But you see, it's
no, Stevens.
and it's not the clients that did that. Again, we're back to greed. It's just few individuals that decided they can profit from the money that of people at the risk of having a whole bank shut down.
No, Mike, bank issues are very intricate issues, and if you saw the differences, the different tweets and the different press releases that were given prior to the receivership and prior to that information becoming the truth, as it were, because earlier on some people were thinking it's just a rumor, and then after that now it became the reality. I think that there is a lot more, and financiers and the people who did the research, Deloitte and the other group of people, there is more to it that will become. Unfortunately, if you are a victim right now, we just would really pray for you, and we hope that they will very quickly resolve it and get your monies back. But these things would happen. Things do collapse. People need to be able to know that if something is not strong enough, then there's nothing else that can be able to do for it. But for my friends, like the ones I know, and for those of us who also had a little bit of this and that there, let's just hang in there.
100 days are here. 100 days till you are able to withdraw another small amount of money.
Currently, I think the maximum is 100,000. So you can imagine if you have 10 million and you're being told to withdraw 100, as in what do you even do with that money?
So now it is a team mattress.
And the
Socks.
And the light end of it is when every Kenyan now becomes to the landlord.
It's a good thing.
And Kenyans, as usual, with memes there was one that was going around where a guy was saying, Mimi in Merlip, my landlord banks with Chase Bank. So I've just called him and told him I've banked. I had banked yesterday until August. August niko kon Melipa. But for now, I think it's the mattress.
I loved those memes.
Was it also true, the story about Sports Pesa, and is it where they draw the money? Because there was
really? Somebody was saying that Sport Pesa put the money on it's just and therefore you're not going to receive anything after betting and winning.
For anybody who's banking there, and honestly, let's hope. But anyway, there's light at the end of the tunnel again, because the governor has said that if the investors put their heads together, it's redeemable.
They can pick it up. I think that the governor is really working. He's a very interesting guy. He's very calm. He's very calm. People will do all these things and then he'll just come smiling very softly and saying.
And you know what it makes me remember is how trivial and how petty sometimes we are. Do you remember how when he was selected, his name was given, how we were going through, he's not married.
I was actually coming to that. Opus Dei, it's one of the branches under the Catholic Church.
Yes.
He's part of that where, most of his money goes to, society, helping
his money is not anywhere.
And guys are like, can we have a president? There's one that said, I want to know where Patrick banks, so I can also go to that specific bank and bank there. And guys were saying, do we also need a president who is an Opus Dei? You get to run for president, you have to be an Opus Dei because of how, selfless they are, like Patrick.
The good news is, at least we still have some Kenyans who have integrity, who are willing to follow the law and ensure that they're not going to have no nonsense. Because I'm sure by the time you get to a point like this, there must be enough envelopes possibly that have been slipped your way and told, listen, listen, we can handle this quietly.
Yes.
Let's see how this can be done. But he's a man who, of course, many have said he has integrity.
Yes.
He stands up for the rule of law, and he prefers to even walk to work than drive. Remember, he refused the house that he was being given by the government.
He was coming in.
He refused the car. He said he's just going to be like the Pope, and
he's brilliant.
So,
He's a guy.
keep it up.
Young girls are still
Some
looking
Kenyans
for
that we
him.
know. Now, finally, before we
He's still single.
Like, where is that guy?
We have.
all right, something else that was happening last weekend, and we must get from the man himself, because he told us about it,
The man
was
of the
weddings.
moment.
There was weddings galore.
Yes.
Now, what about the
Daddy
man
Owen.
himself?
Two big ones.
The man himself, in that you are there.
yeah,
You told us
yeah.
that you're going to be there with your
was at the
crew,
center of
making
it.
sure that you come.
Just we were, and you know, when we talked about this on Friday, many people actually thought it was Apple's Fool's Day again.
Oh yes, being the Friday that was the first.
And the crazy thing is that even when the church ceremony started at around 11, there were no guys in the church.
The one going.
What do you mean?
And we started thinking, and the past crew and everybody is thinking, is it that people didn't get this right, or is it that this guy decided?
The pictures are there as you carry on the conversation.
People are thinking, is it this guy didn't invite guys, or he just wanted to have some few guys around him like a mouth?
Or did he prank the pulse team?
No, he didn't prank them.
You
It's
know?
real.
So yes, we had the wedding. We had the wedding, and the wedding was a great thing, and of course well organized, I would say. Very composed, and at the same time with little things here and there that you'd laugh about. And a lot of that is in the Pulse magazine, which I believe everybody should get a copy and take home.
Yeah, if you don't have the standard yet, by now you might be risking the chance of not having a Pulse. So please get yourself one. We'll still go to the Pulse, but yeah, it seems like it was a very colorful wedding. White seems to be the color in fashion right now for weddings, because Bob Collymore also had his wedding, and it seemed to be white and purple.
Yeah, that was another big wedding that kind of brought conversation online.
It was interesting.
And I liked it because it was quiet. I mean,
Very
guys got to know
quiet.
about it the following day.
Yeah.
You know, when pictures surfaced.
Yeah, no pictures. I
I
think
love
it's
that.
possible.
Remember how I made noise about people coming to your wedding, and you haven't done anything, and they're the ones who've already posted your photo on that before
Before you've even
done
seen the
it.
photos
You
yourself.
don't know.
And written the story.
And written the story. It's your wedding. So I think, and of course, that was Bob Collymore.
Days of our life.
It was days of your life. I know, right?
But going back to Daddy Owen and the team in Buruburu and all that, I'm saying very well organized thing that he would even choose his brother to be his best man.
Right.
And of course he's always said, my brother is my mentor, he's a guy I look
Zinzi, that's a
towards
party.
to and all that.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute. That's so sweet. If I also had a brother, he would probably be
My
Your best man.
my best man.
And you know, Mike, the beauty of it is that these are guys who have known each other for around 4 years or so, and they just tells the story of how they began. Meeting at Java, coffee can be really
No wonder the Sauti Sol, situation
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, that was so awesome, by the way.
You know, and this guy comes out and tells Paz, you know what? The moment I saw that lady there, I knew in my know that she was the one. And he makes it very clear. Of course, it was a business meeting, very good business meeting. But at the end of the day, he said, hey, young girl, can I?
Are you serious?
I know.
Do people know this? You know, as single people have no clue whatsoever.
Take advantage of
How
it.
this- no clue. What do you
Now Java seems to be where people are going.
No, I get it. You know, Java is a hotspot. I'm a big fan also. But what Steven said, that's the one I want
It's
to
the
marry.
whole story that everybody just says. Trust me, you
Are
do
you
not see someone
yeah,
one
and
day
then
and you
like
actually
something
know.
like that.
No.
The thing is,
You watch too many soap operas.
the thing is, Mike, it's
But
okay.
you see, you cannot say on behalf of somebody. Maybe he saw and
No,
he
it's a
was.
good story. It makes for a really good story, especially when we want to go and all that. But I think before you actually realize that this is going to be the one, it would take a lot more than just looking at Kibathi right now, going to
but
say
look,
the spoken word.
But when you see a dress that you love, don't you know that this is it?
one.
I mean, you don't.
But this will be my dress for the wedding.
Not for the wedding.
And when you go shopping as a lady.
Yeah, even when you go shopping, you just know
you
this
look
is
at
the
it.
one. So
You
when you
look
see
at
the
it.
lady, you're like, this is the
It's
one.
good no, in your head, by the way. Like most of the time, you look at someone
and then
it doesn't come out,
Say like it's not meant to be.
It's just
It's
a-
not meant to be.
adjust it
It's not at your overhead.
Adjust-
No,
adjust
first of all,
this
it
It's meant
fits.
for me.
No, first of all, it fits, and then now you can't zip.
Yeah. And then you can't. Yeah. So before you start getting all happy, wear the dress first, zip it, look in the mirror,
walk in it so that it's not coming up.
You want the dress by picking the number, the mobile number, the next day you say, hey.
It was a good love story, but you don't do it on the first date.
All right, well, I'll wait till your dates come.
I know the people who watch soap operas.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
But you know,